What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. We have a matchup today of blue yellow Nami into green purple Luffy. We lost the dice roll, but we get to go first. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I had practice with it with my previous blue yellow Nami build, the previous one that I'm not playing anymore. That one was a lot of play a bunch of cringe cards that burn their life, and then putting them when their hand size gets too big and go for game. Don't swing your board at all. Very interactive, not interactive type of game. I don't know how this matchup's going to play. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna try to play as best we can. We do have access to a lot of bottom decking, so hopefully we can get rid of some of the Sanjis or puddings and things like that. Maybe not bottom decking, but removal and a lot of bouncing to hands, a lot of bottom decking as well. But we're going to one Dawn pass. He goes to his 2 Dawn turn. He taps 1 for when you're at sea, fight against pirates. He's able to grab a Nami Searcher off of that. And he's going to tap 1 for that Nami Searcher. He gets a search top 5 for a Straw Hat. And he adds a Sanji Pudding, so that's not great. That's how his deck revolves around Sanji and Pudding, so the fact that he has one, not ideal. Hopefully it's only one, and not a lot. So we go to our 3 Dawn turn. We're just going to swing 5 life. Usually green-purple players will take this one, but he decides to counter out, and then we're going to tap 2 for the Teach and then put 1 on Leader. I changed my mind. I thought about playing the Boa blocker down, but ultimately decided to play the Teach down. So that's why I stacked the Dawn there. I could have potentially got a 2K or hit his life. So maybe suboptimal play right there. He taps 4 for a Zoro Juro. He gets a search top 5 for a Straw Hat. He adds another Sanji Pudding. So this is going to be, it's going to be a rough game, but I do have the Gravity Blade, so maybe there's a window. He swings and we take, and we're able to hit a lucky Red Rock trigger to be able to bottom deck the Zoro Juro. Bottom deck's a 4 cost. We already have a Red Rock in hand, but I felt comfortable triggering that. We go to our 5 Dawn turn now, and I think we're gonna swing 6 life. Hopefully we can proc. We do. We get to draw for turn, and then we're gonna tap 4 for Kikinoju. He's thinking on trigger, and he is going to trigger the Black Bug, which allows him to bottom deck, I believe, a 4 cost or less, or maybe 5 cost on the trigger. And then I'm just gonna tap 4 for the Kikinoju. So kind of okay that he bottom decked the Teach rather than the Kikinoju. But the Teach is a big part of our game plan. So we do have this body that's going to be pretty sticky now. Unless he wants to heal us, because he is at 3 life. Our hand, we do have the Jozu. We don't have a great target to bounce back on our side. He's going to tap 5 for the Sanji Pudding, do Leader effect, restand 2 Dawn, and get 1 back because of Sanji Pudding. He becomes a 6k leader for the turn. He becomes a 6k leader. And he has 3 standing Dawn. He's going to tap 1 for when you're at sea, fight against pirates. Search top 3 for Straw Hat, Kid Pirate, or Heart Pirate. He's going to add another Zoro Juro. He can't play this turn because I believe he only has 2 standing Dawn, or maybe he has 3. He's going to tap 1 for a Merry Go. This allows him to draw a card, and then he's going to be able to rest it to buff the Sanji Pudding's cost up higher. So he does that. Becomes a 7 cost. He's going to do tap 1 for another stage, draw another card, and he's going to do the same thing again. This will become a 9 cost. But that's fine. I'm not going to be able to touch that Sanji Pudding this next turn. He's going to swing 7 life now, and I'm going to take and no trigger. And it's a 5 cost Nami blocker. So yeah, now we go into this, and I have the Grav Blade in hand, and the fact that he's played 2 stages down, I might have an opening to like, if he's Sanji Pudding's next turn into something else, I can potentially bottom deck those 2 things. But definitely he's gonna have at least 1 Sanji Pudding, and then maybe I can Red Rock at the turn after. I'm gonna swing 6 life here with the Kikinoju. I think the idea is I'm going to swing my board out and then play the 5 cost Nami. He gives me counter for that. Then I'm going to tap 5 for the Nami, draw 3, trash 2, or excuse me, not trash, bottom deck or top deck. And I think I'm going to put some on the bottom. I have a bunch of Boa blockers in hand. I think I'm going to put some of those. And I think I forget, I didn't see what the other card to put on. But yeah, now I have 2 Dawn, and I think the remaining Dawn should just be on Leader and swing 7 at life. So we swing 7 at life. We've also established the Nami blocker. He's thinking this through. We are at the point, I think, where we have 7 or less cards in hand. So actually, no, we have more. So he wouldn't proc the leader ability. We wouldn't have got to draw. And he gave a 0 cost advantage for that, I believe. He taps 5 for another Sanji Pudding. So now he's going to be able to essentially do leader effect for free, returns 2 Dawn, restands 2 Dawn, and then gets 2 Dawn back active. He's going to rest the stage to buff one of the Sanji Puddings up to a 7 cost. Now he has, I believe, it's like around 6 Dawn standing. He's going to tap 4 for a Zorojuro. He's going to search top 5 for a Straw Hat. And he's going to grab a 2K Sanji. Now he's going to swing 7 life, and here's where I'm going to... Oh, he's thinking about whether to swing into the Kikunojo, but I'm just telling him the effect that I would get to heal if he kills it. He's going to swing 7 life, so I'm going to leader ability, pitch the boa, become a 7K, and then give him 1 more K counter. I'll give him the boa. And he's going to put the remaining Dawn on leader and swing 8, and I'll give him a 2K. So now he passes it back to us. We have the Sanji in hand. We go to our 9 Dawn turn. We don't have setup for it though. But I think the idea here is I have an opportunity to Gravity Blade, the Zorojuro, and the Sanji Pudding. I'm just saying which one Sanji Pudding was buffed. He's like, this is the one. So I think the idea here is we swing 6 life. We swing 7 with leader, and we use the remaining 7 Dawn to Gravity Blade the Zorojuro and the Sanji Pudding. We can. So we're gonna swing 7 life. He gives us a 2K. We're going to go through with the Gravity Blade. So we get the bottom deck 2 6 costs. But he still has the 1 Sanji Pudding, but we're able to get rid of 1. And then I'm going to make a call to swing the Nami blocker, swing 6. His hand size is getting kind of down, but we do hit his life, and we do get to draw. And we draw into a Teach, so we could potentially set up we have this 9 cost Sanji, but we're not going to be able to 9 cost Sanji and Teach on the same turn. So unless we draw a Perona, we're not going to be able to play the 9 cost Sanji unless we're going to blind play it. We're both down to 2 life. He does have the 1 Sanji Pudding on board. He taps 7 for a Luffy Taro, but he doesn't Dawn Minus. He doesn't play anything off of it. His hand size is kind of small. He doesn't have a good play off of it, I guess. So he's not going to. He's just establishing a body, but he is going to leader effect, return 2 Dawns. He's going to get 1 back active. He gets to stand 2. And I'm reminding him, you get 1 back from Sanji Pudding. He forgot to do that. So like now he's up to around like 5 Dawn. He did establish a scary body, an 8K body. He still has a Sanji Pudding, which is the most annoying card. And he's a 6K leader. He's picking up, I think, 4 or 5 Dawn. He's going to swing a big number here. I think it's 11, and the Nami will let that die blocker blocked in a way. He's going to swing 7 life. And thinking this through about whether I want to leader ability. And I think I'm going to leader ability here. I don't want to go down to 2 life, or excuse me, 1 life. But I might take this. I'm just thinking it through about what cards I would give. I'm gonna pitch the Sanji and then give a Jozu. Ultimately, kind of getting rid of the idea of the Sanji just because next turn I'm going to Red Rock Teach. So that's the idea. I'm going to Red Rock his Sanji and Pudding, and I'm going to establish the 2-cost Teach, and then go from there. While he has 1 Dawn standing, so we're gonna swing 6 life. I think he's got 3 cards in hand. He takes. We get to draw, but I don't draw. I forget. We're gonna swing 7 life now. This is where we get the Gum Gum Giant. He taps 1 Dawn, returns 2 Dawn, pitches a card, and he gets to draw 2. So his hand size goes back up to 4, I think. We're going to tap 2 for the Teach, and we're going to tap 6 for the Red Rock to get rid of the Sanji Pudding. Now, any play he does, he's not getting Dawn back. I know he likes, for example, the 6-cost Luffy, the Rusher, the Secret. He's not going to be able to get any Dawn back for that, which is just good. Like, Sanji Pudding's what makes his deck go, so the fact that we're able to bottom deck 2 feels pretty good. He currently has 2 swings showing. If he plays the Secret Luffy, he would have 4 swings potentially, but I feel okay about the fact that becoming a 7k leader, I'm probably going to be able to counter out of enough swings. Plus I have 2 2ks in hand. He taps 5 for another Sanji and Pudding, so we got rid of 2, but he's got the 3rd one. He's going to return 2 Dawn, he gets restand 2 and then get 1 back active. He's going to buff that Sanji and Pudding with Stage. He gets an additional 2 cost, so it's a 7 cost. Now we don't have any more Red Rocks or Gravity Blades in deck. We run 2 Red Rocks, 1 Gravity Blade. So the only removal we have now is like bouncing back to hand, which is like Jozu or Nojiko, which if it's buffed by Stage, we don't have a chance. He's going to swing 7 into the Kikanoju. And I'm going to let it die and heal. Now he just has the 1 swing this turn of the Luffy Taro. He's going to play another Stage, draw a card, buff. He's able to buff something. He's going to tap 2 for a Chopper blocker. He gets to ramp Arrested Dawn and swing 8 life. We take it's 9 cost Sanji. And then we draw into a Kid. So now we have a rare opportunity where we can stack the Kid on top and play the Sanji. And I don't want to swing this turn because that Chopper is not a Straw Hat, so we won't be able to do leader ability next turn. It'll just be awkward for him to try to get that Chopper off board. And plus, I'm only going to swing a 6k swing. So I'm just thinking this through, and I think if I play the Sanji into the Kid, burn that last life, I have enough cards in hand. I think I can survive 3 swings, but if he plays the Secret Luffy, it might be tough. But yeah, we're just gonna go for it. I'm going to use the effective Teach to stack a card on top and give 2 Rested Dawn, but I don't have 2 Rested Dawn, so we're gonna ignore that part. We're gonna tap 9 for the Sanji. We're gonna play the Kid off of the Sanji, burn his life, and we're gonna get the draw off of this. So we burn his life, it goes to his trash, and then leader ability, we get to draw. And then we're going to just put 1 on. I'm thinking about swing 6 life, and I'm thinking, no, let's make it awkward for him to use leader ability next turn, because his leader ability is contingent upon his entire board being full of Straw Hats. Then we do remember to cycle with the Kid here, draw 1 and trash 1. But yeah, his leader ability is entirely contingent on being Straw Hats, so he's not going to be able to do it unless he gets that Chopper off board, which currently he'd have to play 2 bodies, which if he's playing 2 bodies, maybe he's playing, like, he's not playing as optimally as possible for those characters. Like, at this point, he probably should be going for game. So yeah, hopefully we survive this turn, and I feel comfortable because I have 2 2Ks in hand, and I've become a 7K leader. If he has the Secret Rusher, that could be tough as well, but he's going to be swinging like 7s and 8s with it probably. So at that point, it might just be like, we might have enough counter with the 2Ks. Plus, there's always a chance we hit a crazy trigger like a boa blocker or a Beji, make something can attack. So yeah, we're just hope, and then I think we just try to win on the crackback. We do, I believe, have a Nojiko in hand. I want to say we can bounce that chopper back to that blocker back to his hand, which would pair well with the teach, because then we'd have 2 rested Dawn we can give. He's going to swing 5 life, and here's where I'm just going to leader ability, pitch the teach, become a 7k leader. He's going to tap 7 for a Hody Jones. He gets the rest of 2, the Teach and the Sanji. And that has Rush. He has 3 standing Dawn. He's going to do leader effect, so he doesn't get the full effect. He gets to return a Dawn, but he's just using that to get the Dawn back with Sanji and Pudding. He doesn't get the full effect of restanding the 2 Dawn. So he just did it just to proc Sanji and Pudding. Now he's going to swing 8 life, and at this point I'm just like thinking about the math here. He has 2 Dawn. I'm going to take, no trigger. I have enough counter to counter out 1 swing. He's going to swing 9 now, and he's going to swing 9. He has 1 standing Dawn. I can counter out of this swing, but I want him to put that last Dawn on the Hody, so he doesn't have a Gum Gum Giant and things can get really tricky. But he's going to do it. He's going to swing 9, and now we're going to be able to counter out 2k, 1k. And then he passes it back to us. And the idea here is we're just going to Nojiko that chopper back to his hand. He's got about 4 cards in hand. So tap 2 for the Nojiko, bounce it back to hand. And he's just going to concede at this point. So we're able to get the dub here. Yeah, we were able to hit the Sanji into the kid. We got lucky to draw those 2 cards back to 1 off life and then draw 1. But that's kind of how the teach allows us. If we have the teach on board, it allows us to be able to do that at any time, which is huge. As well, the teach just really facilitates a lot of what the deck is. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you did it differently. Really appreciate you, and see you next time.